Delusions, hallucinations, paranoia. Three different terms for three different things, and yet they're often related. In the world of dementia, people can experience these phenomena at multiple points and for multiple reasons. It's not always dementia. So it is important that we pick up on the presence of these things if it's unusual. But if it starts to become a pattern, something that's happening fairly routinely or regularly, then we're probably looking at a symptom of the dementia. So let's sort this out. Let's talk about delusions. That's misthinking. That's misremembering and making up a story about something. You're having sex with the secretary. You took something and you stole it and you sold it at the bank. There are little people that live upstairs and they take coats out of the closet and sell them. So when your brain goes, what are you talking about? Think delusions. Now, hallucinations have to do with sensory intake and that I'm misperceiving what I'm seeing, hearing, feeling, doing, maybe what I'm smelling or even what I'm tasting. I misperceive even balance or coordination. Now, that happening, you perceive the world and I perceive the world, and apparently we're having a disconnect. It's really easy in that moment to think I'm wrong and you're right. It's really important in that moment to hear my perspective and switch around to see if there's anything you can perceive in any way, shape, or form that gives rise to that intake of data that you could work with to help both of us get to a place of agreement. And if not, then we're going to have to deal with it a little differently. Now, the third word, paranoia. Paranoia is when I believe that things are going to happen to me and they are making me unable to function. I'm afraid to eat. I'm afraid to move. I'm afraid to get up and look. I'm afraid people are after me. I think they want to hurt me. I think they want to kill me. I think they want to take things away from me. I think they want to take you away. Well, living in that state is both exhausting, but it also is not going to make life doable for either one of us. It's really vital in all three of these to notice whether or not you, despite all your efforts, are the thing that's causing this to happen. Are you the threat? Is something you're doing, saying, how you're moving? Do I see you as part of the delusional system that's threatening me? Do I see you as active within the hallucination? Do I see you as the person who's making me paranoid? That's going to require a different response than if you and I are in this together and you could help me. Step one, acknowledge. But you're going to start it with the pause of, whoa, so people are doing things, people are saying things, there's a sound, there are things happening. Acknowledge what the person said and told you and showed you. Now, that may mean you also look where they looked when they said that, and you may want to align yourself. You want to move into that position when they say, people came in here, and I'm telling you, that person, they stole something. You want to say back, wow, so that stuff is missing and the person took it? You can put a question mark in there if that's what you think makes sense. But in that moment, you're not disbelieving, you're just sort of surprised. At that point, you have some options. You may want to say, you know what? I'm really surprised about that. I don't see it. I mean, I'm looking, I just can't see it. It's not that you don't see it, it's just that I can't see it. I can't hear it. I don't smell that. So in other words, I'm acknowledging we have a difference to see where that takes me. Maybe they say, well, I smell it. And I go, I hear you. You do. So shall we stay here or shall we go somewhere else where you can't smell it? Do you want me to do something about the smell or should we just get out of here? What I'm doing is giving you an option. What shall we do? I want you to feel in control of it, but I also want to acknowledge I don't think this is a real thing, but I'm not going to say it like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. But I'm also not going to say, oh, yeah, I smell it too. It's sort of that balance between entering your world to appreciate it and entering your world and living there with you. I don't have that sensory experience. I am not feeling that level of paranoia. I am not experiencing that delusion, but I can appreciate you are. And my goal is to keep us both in an okay place. If it's happening over and over, I may want to look at what I can change about the place, about the people, about the things, the props that are around and available, and even the programming. Or maybe there's some other possibility, because this is not good for either one of us, unless it's something that seems to be filling the time, and it's not a scary, awful delusion or hallucination, in which case, maybe it's time to let it go as something to be worried about. On the other hand, maybe it's time to investigate what else could be going on that could be triggering this in our interactions earlier in the day or in the world around us that people might be picking up on and misinterpreting. If, however, you are the source of the threat, then here's the most important thing. I need help. I can't be the person who fixes the thing because I am the threat. You can try, so you're feeling like I'm the one who's trying to poison you. I hate that. I never, I don't understand. I didn't intentionally do anything. Tell me more about that. What am I doing that makes you feel that way? I hate that. To see what happens. But you also have to be willing to say in that moment, I'm not a safe option, and we need third party to come in and take over for a bit until we can figure out how to heal the relationship. All I can tell you is these are unfortunately all too common symptoms, if not of someone's dementia, of a delirium state second to something else going wrong. We need to deal with it in the moment and then ask the bigger question of what's causing it to happen. Either way, these three phenomena, way too common in the world of dementia and delirium, with poor care options in too many situations because people don't understand them effectively for the people we care about.